Hey, what's up, everyone? This is King Crypto, and today I want to talk a little bit about the SEC postponing the decision, the CBOE ETF. Now, for some very odd reason, this caused a price decrease really hard in the whole cryptocurrency market, and I can't really put my head around it because I don't feel like the news was really that bad, if that's just me. But at the same time, we heard so much bullish news in the last week and nothing really happened. So I'm not too sure. I just want to know who is selling. Who's selling right now? Like, I know it's not me. Are any of you guys selling when you hear news like this? It I don't I'm flabbergasted because there's a lot of good things about the fact that this was postponed that you might not be considering. I have a feeling most of my subscribers probably didn't. It could possibly be manipulation. It always can be manipulation if we're being honest. But if we look at some strong signals, Bitcoin dominance has actually gone up during this time period rather than go down, which is an interesting analysis of this whole thing, even though it did take a dump. So I don't know what that's all about. However, I do want to talk about why this isn't a bad thing. The SEC is really trying to figure out if this is the right thing to do. Okay, the CVOE has been around for a long time. They're reputable. They have a consistent record. And them applying for an ETF is a lot different than the Winklevoss twins applying for an ETF. That was rejected pretty quickly from the SEC. And when we think about why it was rejected immediately, I think it's more because the Winklevoss twins, although they are billionaires because they invested in Bitcoin early, they did kind of make a Facebook kind of idea, whatever. They're not at the same caliber as the CBOE. And the SEC knew that the safest decision was to reject that. Now, with the CBOE, there's many more factors to consider. And they're considering it, which is why it was delayed. These kind of decisions are big because, see, the SEC knows that this is all we're talking about with cryptocurrency. The ETF is a make or break for Bitcoin. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's if it wasn't accepted by the CBOE, we'd eventually get there. But people want it now, and I want it. Of course, I want it now too. And we know what's going to happen. Bitcoin's going to go through another bull run, so they have to consider that. They have to consider the risks and the advantages of making an ETF from a cryptocurrency that's anonymous, that has a reputation for being used illicitly, even though only 10% of transactions are used illicitly, and that's a statistic from the DEA. So let's just get that straight off. Whenever your friends tell you, oh, Bitcoin's used by criminals, tell them only 10% is. And guess what? The dollar's the same way. Probably a lot more is used for criminal activities with the dollar. Anyway, no more ranting. But that's how I see this. I don't think it's a bad thing. And we have to also consider that it might take longer because they can keep postponing this until February 2019. Okay, so this is not something we should be freaking out about every time that they say they're going to push it back. Because the more they push it back, the more they have to think about whether they're going to approve or disapprove this ETF. And the more they're going to have to think about the direction of America, the direction of innovation. We have always been, from the last century to now, one of the most innovative countries in the world. And we will be leading the way in this kind of decision. So they have a really big responsibility. And I truly believe they're really considering all the aspects of this. Or they probably would have just rejected it outright. It would have been the safest thing to do if they were pushed against the wall right now and said, what do you want to do? Safest thing would be to reject it. So they're really weighing their options. And I don't think that's something to be scared of. And I just think we will eventually see an ETF anyway. It's just, unfortunately, we're in a bear market right now. But as is life, we have ups and downs, and that's just the way it goes. There's nothing we can do to change that. However, with every downturn, there's going to be an upturn. So Bitcoin is no different. Cryptocurrencies are no different. And that's what I believe we're seeing right now. So don't stress out too much about this, because I really genuinely believe that things are going to work out. If something is innovative enough, if it's revolutionary enough, like the internet was, it's a process that will just happen by itself. It doesn't take, this is like a little fraction, like a little blip in time, these kind of things. So when I saw this news, I wasn't even surprised. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't upset. I didn't really care. I expected it almost. I almost expected this to happen. So let's not try to stress out too much. Things are going to work out. It's going to be okay. Okay? Drink some milk. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I hope this information was informative. If it was, if I quelled your fears a little bit, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.